Number 4 test was exposed at 5+ volts. Number 4, 5.5 volts. Make it a little bit darker. Number 4 is thinner and lighter than number 3, so I didn't go up to 6. Number 3 had to be 6 to make it look nice, and I haven't done it yet. Then I printed number 5, which is dark, so that's below 7, and that's what I want to see on the dial right now. Well, it's 6.5. So number 4 is on the bottom, number 5 is on the top, then there's one more 110 reel as a spacer. And I just sold one reel to Mark Osterman, who's getting started with this nonsense. And this is print film for 6 and 7. So I'm trying to develop 2 at a time. I will fill this up all the way. So it's 400 plus milliliters. And I'll get 2 cans out of one batch of developer. So I only have to mix 4, 5, 6, 7. I only have to mix 1 time and develop 2 times. Welcome to Studio Carter. The bridge got blown up today. I was sitting on the front porch this morning having my coffee, and all of a sudden, wham! This gigantic shock wave hit the house right from the front, because the bridge is straight off my porch, straight ahead. Really, really loud. And Melina heard one like at 5:30 in the morning. I slept right through it. I didn't hear it. There were big booms, more muscle than fireworks. But this was, wow, one giant slam. Okay. Today is Thursday. What I wanted to say was that I'm mixing a liter of PCE, and I've just used the very last of the distilled water. There's only a slosh left, but I won't need any more. I was mixing the ECP in order from top to bottom, and when I came down to sulfuric acid 0.62, what I did was what I did last time. The other times, I put 3 milliliters in this little thin tube of this sulfuric acid, which is half strength, and when I dumped it in here, it foamed half as high immediately. Okay, so you put acid into water, you don't put water into acid, it'll explode. But when I put the sulfuric acid into this chemical mixture of almost complete ECP, it foamed almost to the top, and then it subsided very, very quickly. But there was white foam immediately, and I've never experienced that before. Previously, I had put the acid in first because I was worried about it, and I didn't know what the percentage was. I'm just guessing on how much acid to use. But 0.62, so there isn't enough acid left to do much with. When I make the stop bath, I'm going to have to use the big boy, 98%, 93 to 96%. So I will use 10 milliliters in a liter, pouring acid into water, not water into acid, acid into water. So measure the water first, and then put the acid. That'll be the stop bath. At 48%, I was using 20 milliliters, and it stank. Now, just as a point of safety, this sulfuric acid is very powerful, but I'm not afraid of it. I need 10 milliliters. So I don't want to pour from this giant bottle. So what I did was I dumped out the remaining 48% sulfuric acid from a little teeny bottle, rinsed it out, put it into a 250 milliliter flask, put the, what do you call it, this thing, put the funnel into it and it's stable. And then I just poured some and stopped. Didn't look, didn't measure, just poured some and stopped. Now I have more than 10 in the little bottle, and I could pour it into the smaller measuring one. And then that will go into the filtered water for a stop bath. This is how I get the chemicals to the proper temperature. Everything is 80 to 100 except the developer. The bleach is 80 actually, and the developer has to be 98 or less. If you go over, it turns black. The print will turn black, so it has to be less than 98. This little teapot plugged into a high-powered plug, 20 amp fuse, is halfway, and it's real hot, but it's not boiling. So I will put some in here to warm up the developer to become 98, and then I'll dump some out and add cold water to make the water in the bowl cool off the glass and make that water 98. Then I'll warm up the can and double check temperatures until this is 98 and that's 98. Then I'll develop 3 minutes and then stop bath at whatever it is, 84 degrees in here. I'm sweating, and that's how I develop it. It's really simple. I don't invert. Whenever I do, the film sticks to itself and I get a blank spot, even if I do it very gently. So I either rattle like this, or I do 12 and 6, 1 and 7, 2 and 8, 3 and 9. And that way the film does not stick to itself. Negative number 6 is placed in the gate in preparation for printing in the dark. It just lays over the reel and goes off down there. This is the film. I'll peel off 3 feet, put it on top and shut everything and pull it out that way. I wipe the sink very thoroughly to get rid of all standing water. And with the door shut and the fan on, this room dried out. Air comes in over there, goes around everything. There's a lot of room. But what I wanted to show was I'm getting ready to develop 2 reels. And I am using 450 plus a little bit more of liquids to totally fill the can. 450 overflows the can. It's one of these cans. There's hardly anything left. There's a little bit left. And it'll get thrown away. 6 and 7. It looks like number 6 was off track and will have to be done again. These are both quite dark. Although, when I looked closely at the Melita one, it's very rich. So if I move the projector closer to the screen and in a dark room, they're going to be fantastic looking, very colorful. So what I have to do next is to loop both of these individually, project them, and video them. Then I have to cut them apart, and using the flipbook animation board on a tungsten light upstairs, make some frame grabs of samples of each one, all 7. I've done the negatives, but I haven't done the prints yet. Okay, edit all this video, make a report. I got batteries in like 1 day from New York, so the light meter could be used to measure the density of the leader and of the gray cards. Then all that's got to be tabulated and evaluated compared to the photos and the videos of the projections. Then I want to try to make short ones on pages in the Apple computer, but I'll put long ones on YouTube for the PC. Now there are 4 films to make into loops, 4 loops, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 6 and 7. If you've never used one of these, they're pretty tricky, and they're very old. There's some tricks you have to know in order to make it work. 1, nothing could be over here. 2, when the tape goes across, it's got to be pulled really tight and squeeze it here and here and here and here and here. And then all you got to do is hit it once. And you got to double splice all the film, both sides. One side is taped, and you see that little bit extra sticking out there? That's got to be cut off with scissors. 1 down, 1/2 done. Now finish number 4. I'm just going to store these over here until I can project them. That's number 5. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I want to talk while I'm doing it. I haven't eaten since last night. I'm trying to lose weight. My weight was 220 this morning, and that's 10 or 15 pounds, depending on when you start counting, that I've lost already. Now, I haven't gone below 220 for decades. This must be 7. No, this is number 6. Me in the chair with the white shirt. Not white shirt, but that pullover. All right. This is 6. Where's my Sharpie? So I worked all morning. What I do is I don't eat until 3 o'clock. And then I have 3/4 cup of lentils, half a carrot, and half a grapefruit. That's what I've been eating. And that's it until the next day. This is number 6. Whoa! The brace on this metal folding chair comes off. Because I'm so fat. My big fat bump squeezes it and stretches the legs and things. It comes apart. So I'm trying to get down to 200. So I'm working, and I'm not going to stop working until I get to 3 o'clock when I could eat. And I've got a biscuit upstairs from the local bakery that I just love, these cheddar garlic biscuits. Oh, just have one of those with a cup of coffee, it's a full meal. It's probably more than I need to eat. Because if I eat 1 cup of lentils and a whole carrot, then I'll gain weight. I'll gain a pound, just like that. So I'm going to have half a biscuit, half a cup of lentils, no carrot. I've just had my second cup of black coffee today. Can you see this? This is how you got to put it against the flat part of the scissors. The top one didn't come off. What am I talking about? Alright, so diet. Got to eat less to lose weight. That's off center. Move it up 1 frame. So I distract myself, you know, and I'll have a cup of black coffee instead of eating. And for some reason that's been working. I've been able to get away with this for some days now, of only having 1 meal a day. And even at that, it's just half a meal. That was number 6. Okay, there's a little piece of tape left on the clear side with no sprockets. I cut that one deep. The other side has a little bit sticking out, and you can't cut that. Alright, that's nice. It feels good. That was number 6. Alright, so when I project this, this is so dark, and one part got light. That's funny. This might work. Oh, I gotta write down what it is. Number 7. Alright. Doesn't matter what side you start with. I'll cut some of the clear leader off so it's not too jarring to project it. But I want it long so it doesn't get bound up in the projector. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been at this weight, 6 months, 9 months, I don't know. I usually would be able to lower my weight down to close to 200, and then I would eat like crazy, it was like boom, and it'd be 235 again. So I went vegan, stopped eating meat, stopped exercising, no more Olympic weightlifting, because exercise makes me hungry. And when I get hungry, I want to be 265 pounds. Monster man. And I was. But I want to get down to 200 and be running man. Because that's what I was, like in high school, I was 180 pounds. I worked my tush off in the early 90s lifting weights with a friend of mine. And I got up to 200. I never stopped. It kept going higher and higher and higher. It took decades. Then I met Brian at Steel City. He got me up to super heavyweight. Then I got diabetes, so my feet. This one's got to have tape on the other side. Burn, and I was getting nerve pain, all kind of things. I said, this doesn't work. And I complained to Coach and said, well, I got diabetes. He said, I did too. That's why are we doing this? So I went vegan, and instead of fasting, trying to clean myself out, drinking vegetable juices. I even bought a juicer, another juicer. I was drinking V8, you know, and trying to poop everything out so that I could fast and be completely clean. That is so hard. I would only be able to do, you know, a total fast for a day or two, and I would break down. So I said, well, instead of fasting, go vegan so you don't have so much protein. Don't exercise. And let your body lose weight down to 200 and then stay there. Now, I haven't been 200 since 1991. That's no lie. And I'm going back there. So every day I lose a couple ounces. It takes 2 or 3 days to make a drop. I was 220 this morning, spot on. I was 220 yesterday, first time, spot on. The day before was just a scotch above 220, like 220 and 1/2. Before that it was 221, a little higher than that. So, you know, I was like really slow. So that's why I'm making so much video, so I can just waste all my time not eating but making video, so I lose weight. And I've got a really flappy, bulgy belly. It's real thin now, and it's flappy, and it's folding under itself. It's going away. It is going away. So that's why I'm doing all this work, so I don't eat. I found if I work and stay busy, then I don't eat. So I could wait to project these films until tonight. When it's dark, and I don't have to block windows. But here we have negatives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the positives, and they're all together. I need to have frame grabs of the positives, but I'm going to wait until I project these from the loops. Then I'll cut them apart and I'll put them together here with the negatives. Here's number 6. And here's number 7. A7. And I will put the prints with these last 2. Then I'll worry about frame grabs. Oh, so I might go for a walk, and I really don't want to carry the projector up to the 3rd floor and drape the room so it's black. So I'm going to end the video here and maybe just start on editing, and I'll use up my time that way. It's really, 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 really hot, so I don't want to go for a walk necessarily. It's nice and cool. It's not cool in here, but it's not humid. I propped the little door open on the fan with a stick, and I was blowing dehumidified air into the room. Everything dried up really quickly. All the water spots on the wood dried up. There's just a little bit left. So I'm going to edit the video, and that should take hours because I've been blabbing so much. There's 2 or 3 days worth of that. But this project is going to be done real soon. I have to measure the densities, get frame grabs, get projections, and edit, and, you know. I think number 6 did not turn out, and it has to be done again. And I had thought of something, but I forgot what it was, and I didn't write it down about that, like when I would do that, why I would do that. There must be another one that I could develop, you know, a second one. I don't think I want to start making new prints until I've measured and looked at everything that I have done already, because when I mix the chemicals I have to mix a liter, and that's enough for 4 prints, because I'm doing 2 at a time now. I do 450 plus a little more, 460 milliliters in the steel can, and I can do 2 3-foot tests at one time. That saves a lot of work. So that's going to have to wait. If I compare the densities with the pictures, and if I have to get brighter or duller, I might have to change the light bulbs in here, because I think that they're getting dim. And I've got 6 or so over there. I haven't ever changed the light bulbs. I could swap the edge bulb with the picture bulb, because that one's been used more. But that might be a good time to start making new copies prints, to see if I can get the density matched with the voltage to get the kind of picture I want. For dark ones, all you have to do is move the projector closer to the screen and make the room darker, and then you can see a dark print. But I don't like it light. I like the contrast, but to see that you have to have a dark room. And that projector's heavy to carry upstairs. I have a screen up there just sitting there, so that's a day's worth of work, you know. And then writing the reports. I want to get below 220, 219, 18, 17. I want to keep this up. I got 20 pounds to go. I've got to keep working so I don't eat. These 4 loops can sit here for now until night. The trick is to just do a little at a time. The biscuits in here. My wife bought herself a scone, gluten-free, but I've got the cheddar biscuit. That is so yummy. 3 o'clock, bro.